Now I have wrote some codes with given instructions. Now I'm gonna explain you these codes line by line. Firstly, I have created a class named Deque with generic type. And this class we have three variables. These are front, back, and size. Front points to the first element in the Deque, and back points to the last element in the Deque. Size, as you can see with integer type, counts how many elements are in the Deque. And then here we have an inner class named node generic type. In this node class we have three variables. Again, these are data, next, and prev. This data is the value stored in this node, and next link to the next node, prev link to the previous node. And here we have a constructor part to create a new node with given data. In this constructor part, as you can see, we are setting the data and we are initializing next and previous to null because there is no links yet. And then we have constructor part of Deque class. In this constructor part, we are setting front and back to null because at start the queue is empty, and we are setting size to 0. And then we have some methods. First one is add front method. Add front method add a new element at the front. In this line we are creating a new node with given data, and then using an empty method. Here, if is empty, is our Deque is empty, front and back point to the new node. Else, if it is not empty, link new nodes next to old front, and old front prev points back to new node. Move front pointer in this line. We are moving front pointer to the new node. And lastly, we are increasing size by 1, number of elements. And then our next method is remove front method. In this remove front method, we are removing the element at the front. Again, if our Deque is empty, it's gonna throw an error, which is runtime exceptions, and it's gonna write the queue is empty. If the queue is empty, you cannot remove from an empty Deque. And here this line, we are saving the data from the front node. And in this line, front next, we are moving the front pointer to the next node. And if front is not null, clear its prelink. If it became null, the Deque is empty, so we are setting back to null. Here we are decreasing the size by 1 because we are removing, so we have to decrease. And we are returning the removed data. Our next method is remove back method. Again, we are checking the Deque is empty or not. If it is empty, it's gonna throw an error, which is runtime exception. It's gonna write Deque is empty. And in this line, we are saving the data at the back. And we are moving back pointer to previous node. If back is not null, clear its next link. If it became null, we are setting front to null. And then we are decreasing size by 1. And we are returning the removed data. Other method is getFront method. GetFront methods return the front data without removing it. If it is empty, it's gonna throw an error, which is runtime exception, and it's gonna write Deque is empty. And then if it is not empty, it's gonna return front data. And our other method is getBack method, which is same as getFront, but this is back. If it is not empty, it's gonna return back data. Other method is empty method, which is returns true or false because of this boolean. If the Deque is empty, it's going to return true. If it is not empty, it's going to return false. No, if return size equals to 0, it's true. Our Deque is empty. And size with integer type, we are returning size. And clear method, lastly. In clear method, front and back points to null and size is 0. Okay, in this class, that's all. And the DequeDemo class, we have wrote this class because we want to test this code. So here we have just created a new Deque integer type, and I have wrote add elements at front, and using add front method I'm adding some elements in this Deque. These elements are 10, 20 and 30. And then I have wrote front element, and using getFront method I'm calling the front element, which is 30, and back element, the getBack, which is 10. and I want a new line, and then I have wrote add elements, add back, and using add back methods I'm adding back two elements. These are 40 and 50. Now our deck looks like 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 in this line, you know, from front to back. And then I want to see my front element, so I am using here get front method, which is 30. Also, our deck was 30, 20, 10, 40, and 50. Our deck looks like this. And back elements, deck get back, and which is 50, you know. And I want to remove some elements, so I have wrote here remove elements, and removed from front using remove front methods. I'm gonna remove the front element, which is 30. I'm gonna remove 30. And removed from back, deck remove back, I want to remove back element, which is 50. And then current size is using size methods. I can see my current size, which is 3. And front element now, using get front method again, I can see my front element, which is 20. Back element now, using get back method, I can see back element, which is 40. And I want to clear my deck. So in new line, I have wrote something like this, clearing deck. And using clear method, I can clear my deck. And there's a question, is the queue empty? Using is empty method, I can answer this question. Yes, it's gonna return true because I have just cleared my method, clear my deck in this line. So it's gonna return true. Now let's run the code, see the results. Add elements at front. I have add some elements, 30, 20, and 10. And our front element is 30 and back element 10. Add elements at back. Front element 30, back element 50. Remove elements. These are removed elements. Removed from front 30, removed from back is 50. Current size is 3. Front element now 20 and back element now 40. Clearing the queue. I have just cleared my deck. Is deck empty? True, yes it is empty. I want to change something in the DequeDemo class. I want to make this 2 lines comment lines. And I want to add 1 element to and this is 18. Okay, so this is gonna change, so I'm gonna deleting this. Now I want to run my code and let's see the results. Okay, now something is changed. Our front element is 80 now, and front element 80. Remove from front 80. Current size is 4, and our deck is not empty now because I have deleted the clear method. Oh, that's all. Thank you for listening to me.